Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Totally Not Mark, and we've got part 2 of Dragon Ball Magic, which is like a retelling of Daima. Pretty cool. Thought it'd be quite topical as well, because, we got the recent announcements of the Dragon Ball Super anime continuing. Thought it was a bit weird that Akira Toriyama got credited for it rather than Toyotaro, but, and we get to see Battle of Gods again, retold for like the third or fourth time, or however, whatever. Woo! But yeah, let's get into this. I'm hoping we get a recap at the start, because it's been a while since episode 1.
Last time on Dragon Ball Magic.
Thank God. Let's
Goku
go.
and his friends were transformed into children by the Demon King Goma after his assault on Earth. Were it not for a quick save by the enigmatic Glorio, Goku might have perished. Alas, Goma took Dende in the midst of the chaos, but what does this warlock want? With only enough room aboard Glorio's ship for part of the group, Goku and Shin set off to the Demon Realm with plans to return for the others later. That is, until Goma intervenes. By disabling Glorio's realm key, Goma cut off their access to Earth entirely, leaving them stranded in the Demon Realm. With the help of a local ruler, King Kadan, the group made their way to Pastara, hoping to win a functioning realm key in the Minotaur's deadly Colosseum free-for-all. But with Goma's assassins, the infamous group known as Compass, interrupting the tournament and placing the town under siege, Goku is in quite the bind.
Oh no.
Trapped, outnumbered, and running out of time, how will Goku get out of this one?
How will he? By transforming. Episode 6.
Chaos and fear pours from every exit of the building. Nos gingerly lifts the communicator back to his mouth.
Quite the show, Wes. One of these days you'll have to show me how to make sense of that mumbo jumbo.
We cut to Wes. He's
Cool. Oh, okay. I instantly think of Sandland. I don't know why.
holding a detonator while viewing the security
Same
camera
type
feed
of
in a
bomb, isn't
darkened room littered with wires on the other side of the building, while the remaining spectators filter through the exits.
You know, Nos, at my age, I'm inclined not to waste my time on pointless ventures.
Ooh, ouch.
And the voice acting is always great with these as well, because obviously Team 4 Star's doing it. It's great. I love that those Team 4 Star and Totally Not Mark like help each other out from time to time. So good.
Putting down the communicator, Nos throws Shin to the battlefield alongside Goku and Glorio, before leaping to Zeus's side himself.
Ooh.
You hear that, Zeus? Apparently, I'm a lost cause.
As long as we don't lose the squirt, I don't much care.
Without warning, the sandy floor of the Colosseum beneath them begins to encircle both Zeus and Nos. It's Glorio's doing. Using his magic from the floor, he tries to contain them using whatever's available, but it's no use. Even when encircled, his collar lights up, dissolving the sand prison, revealing Zeus's crooked smile. In response, Goku fires an energy blast, destroying the hilt of Zeus's club, relieving Glorio of its shock in an instant.
Nice, cool.
It was the same spherical mechanism at the end of all the military police's staffs that control the collars.
That makes sense then, yeah.
Goku
'Cause
made
Goku is smart like that.
that connection when it was first used.
What the?
Not bad, kid. You're not as dumb as you look.
Nos draws
when it comes to
the
fighting.
at his hip with lightning speed. It has the same spherical tip as Zeus's hilt did. With it, Goku is enshrouded in an electrical field. He falls to the floor, shaking.
Now, let's see if your ears work as well as your eyes do. Me and my unit here have planted explosives all throughout this hellhole.
Oh, God.
Most people don't give a damn about the lowlives here, but I'd hazard a guess
That you do.
you
Yeah.
do.
Ooh.
Come along
Ooh.
quietly now, and maybe you won't have to worry about
damn.
that.
Furious, Goku's eyes leer back at Nos from the ground.
Perhaps some convincing is in order. Wes!
Wes emerges from the stands holding a detonator. With one flick of a switch, a bomb somewhere in the town goes off.
Oh,
and
God.
With it, Goku's angered expression dissolves, giving way to shock and surrender. They weren't bluffing.
See, I knew you were smart. Zeus, cuff Captain Sandcastle over there. I got the kid.
As Goku, Glorio, and Shin are marched out of the battle pit through one of the side tunnels, Wes chimes in.
Hey, there was a girl with you three, wasn't there? What happened to her?
Everyone remains silent. Wes threatens another bomb, but is quickly cut off by Nos.
Take it easy. What was it you said about pointless ventures again? Bounty isn't for her. It's for the little guy with the weird hair.
But it's a loose end.
It is, but you don't need a bomb to flush out a mouse. T, you out there?
T is waiting atop the Colosseum as she answers.
Cool.
What is it?
You lost track of the girl. The military police will be ready in 30 minutes. Think you can sniff her out?
Watching out for any loose ends down the barrel of her rifle, T hangs up the call, turns her
Whoa! She looks so cool. I love the character designs in this. The baddies in this are really, really freaking cool.
rifle towards the town before lowering it and jumping from the top. We cut to Pansy running through the streets of Pastara, pulling out a little device from her bag that she always carries, and starts doing some calculations. A map comes up. It shows the first bomb's position. And with that, we flash back and see her eyeing the events of the tournament from the contestants' entry point, having ventured back there following her espionage in the back rooms. Through telepathy, Shin reaches out and asks if she's okay. She explains that she's trying to reverse engineer the detonation frequencies so she can home in on the bomb locations. As she reaches the first of the bomb locations, she tells Shin that she's going to disarm them all. That way, Goku can fight back again. She says she'll check back in once she's done.
Yeah, alright, cool, because that's what's stopping him fighting. Because he could definitely break out those, whatever's holding him at the moment, stuff like that, and then just absolutely wail on everyone. Ugh.
That's when T strikes. Holding a sword to her throat, Pansy turns and stands slowly.
Impressive. Elegance really is in the shadows. And you seem to understand that far more than those brutes I'm stuck with.
Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, lady. Nice sword, though. A lot bigger than mine, that's for sure.
She nods her head towards the bag on the floor. As T's eyes dart down, Pansy slips her laser cutter pen from her glove and slices through T's
Whoa,
sword. Without
cool!
giving her a chance to recover, Pansy grabs her device, now beeping with the next decoded bomb location, and sprints towards it. We cut back to Shin and Glorio. They're sitting against each other with their arms cuffed behind their backs.
Glorio, you're a bounty hunter. What do you know about these guys?
I don't exactly follow other bounty hunters.
Overhearing this, Nas walks up to them, laughing.
What, Sprinkles? A bounty hunter? I know every bounty hunter registered in the demon realm, and this kid, he ain't one of us.
Shin's suspicions are confirmed. Meanwhile, Goku is sitting on the other side of the room with Wes. He's messing with his Nyoibo. Goku complains, saying that he should be careful with it, as it means a lot to him. Wes responds by hitting him over the head with it. Goku gets angry, but then calms down and grins.
Sorry, it's just... there's something inside that pole that's real important to me is all.
Wes's eyes go wide. Curiously, he holds the pole up to his eye as if trying to look inside it. Goku grins even wider, toothier, and shouts,
Nyoibo extend!
Oh, I saw that coming. I saw that coming. That's boss.
The pole erupts. The back end slams into the ground, causing the other to smash into Wes's jaw, sending him flying into the wall. The crash is loud and big, with Wes seemingly knocked out.
What the? Hey, Wes! It's not your bedtime already, is it?
I like this guy.
I guess the kid's looking for some entertainment. Mind if I have some fun, too?
Sure, go ahead. I'll keep my eye on things.
Nas places his finger on the trigger.
Run, run,
Back to Pansy,
run!
who's ducking in and out of alleyways, into holes in houses, quickly pursued by T and her rifle. All the while, Pansy keeps using her device, typing things into it, trying to accomplish something we, the viewer, don't quite have answers to yet. With all the commotion, the local monsters start clearing out. Finally, T clears a corner and finds Pansy hiding behind a trash can. Her scarf sticking out, closing in, T pulls a knife from her belt. Cutting back to Goku, we see that he's dodging Zaus's enormous attacks with his hands tied behind his back. Thankfully, all the training at Kadan's castle has paid off. Even without the Nyoibo, Goku can use his smaller size to his advantage now, ducking and weaving Zaus's every attempt, much to Nasa's delight.
Yeah, so he's using what they did in the original in Daima, aren't they? With there was those three guys that guarded the Dragon Balls, terrible names, and the guy with the hammer. And the reason that fight worked so well is because Goku used his, like, how small he was to travel around and even, like, sit on the hammer and stuff. Like, yeah, that works. So I love how he is keeping, like, the stuff that worked within the original, like, stuff, and then just, making it work here.
Holding up his gun, Nas sarcastically shouts to Zaus.
Allow me, big guy. I know kids these days can sure be a handful.
Nos lightly taps the trigger, tripping up Goku long enough to meet the receiving end of one of Zeus's heavy strikes.
This damn collar! I need to find the right moment!
Goku tries desperately to pull it off, but he can't, eating another heavy hit from the giant, sending him flying through the wall back into the main arena.
Gotta admit, you're tough for a little guy.
Thanks.
With these colors on, Goku knows that they're facing a losing situation, so once again, Goku assumes a familiar power-up stance.
What now?
Slowly, dirt is starting to be pushed back, the familiar yellow glow flickering
Super
around Goku's jet
Saiyan.
black hair.
Let's go.
This grabs everyone's attention, but the power-up, it fails. Cutting in, Wes, now awake, shouts down to Goku holding up the bomb switch.
That's it! I'm blowing up half this town, you brat!
Nothing.
Oh.
The bombs aren't detonating. He keeps clicking non-stop, freaking out, in fact. Nos's eyes go wide. Feeling the panic, he gets back onto his communicator with T. She answers the call as she begins to close in on Pansy.
T? T? What's going on? The bombs won't go off!
Do you feel that? That is a welcome surprise born from earned tension.
Yeah.
And this was a really fun sequence to write. Prior to Pastara,
That was oh, mate, I love this. This is so good. Yo.
we had only really heard from the character Nos once, when he accepted Goma's job much earlier in the story. So when the rest of the group finally entered the picture, we knew their success entirely depended on how well we could communicate who they were, both individually and within their team. This group, known as Compass, has been around the block, sharing both a sense of history and rapport. The challenge, therefore, was in figuring out how to make that familiarity feel natural while still providing the necessary exposition viewers meeting them for the first time needed. Simple lines like, "Why hello, old friend," obviously wasn't going to cut it here. And so, to help sell their dynamic without leaning too heavily on the dialogue, we ended up relying on shape language and their designs. Nos is the classic smooth-talking leader with a Western gunslinger flair. He's tall, confident, and unmistakably composed beneath his wide-brimmed hat. Zeus, by contrast, is the group's bruiser. He's loud, broad, and clearly the muscle of the team. Wes, on the other hand, was a bit trickier. We knew that we wanted him to feel distinct from the fighters, and so we aged him up and slimmed him down, ultimately gearing him to look a bit manic while still conveying his intellect and penchant for technology. Lastly, there was T, an elegant Ronin demon built for ambush and precision strikes. And yes, AJ had just finished playing Ghosts of Yote when he came up with her design.
Cool.
But hey, who am I to argue with good results?
Yeah.
And that was it. 4 new antagonists for our 4 heroes to contend with. Which was convenient, but not at all coincidental. Nothing about this setup was, in fact. By trapping Goku under the weight of his own conscience through a threat he simply couldn't overpower, we took away his greatest weapons, his fists. And by doing so, created a rare opportunity to show that Goku isn't nearly as naive or one-dimensional as the modern material often paints him to be. Even the moment where he once again fails to access his Super Saiyan power is a measured choice, forcing him to rely on his team for the first time in a long while, and through doing so created space for the others to shine in ways the original Dragon Ball Daima series never allowed for. It was a power-up failure that narratively empowered both Goku to try something new and the rest of the group to show how strong they really can be.
Episode 7. I'm back.
Staring at the trash can, T looks disturbed.
What?
She fires through the trash can and presumably Pansy, but we find it was just a bag with her scarf wrapped around
Nice.
it. Pansy isn't there. She's atop the building across from the alleyway.
Something wrong?
What have you done, brat?
Well, I was decrypting the bomb locations, but with you on my tail, this big old brain had to work a little harder. I should say thanks, really. Turns out changing the detonator frequency is a whole lot simpler than running all over town.
Arrogance! You really think Wes can't swap them back? You fool!
Yeah, well, sure, but who's gonna tell him? You?
Bringing up her pad and hitting some buttons, a beeping begins from the bottom of the trash can.
Huh?
She turns to run, but it's too late. The bomb explodes and sends her flying into the streets.
Oh, this is so cool. God, what Daima could have been. This is awesome.
Pansy raises both her hands, victorious.
We've made Pansy more interesting as well. God damn.
Reaching out to Pansy telepathically,
Pansy, are you okay? What was that blast?
Don't worry. The bombs are dealt with for now. I'm gonna go unwire the rest for safety, though. You don't have to worry. Kick those guys' asses.
Shin immediately removes his
Yes!
and then does the same for Glorio, leading him to snap back.
You could have done that the whole time?
Yep.
I didn't know it was Kachin until it was on me. Besides, I needed to wait for the right moment.
Whoa, you broke your cuffs. You're stronger than I thought.
I just know a spell for dispelling Kachin. Anyone can learn it.
All three of them fan out in different directions.
Not so
Let's
fast.
go!
Nos points his gun to Shin. In an instant, the young Glyn falls to his knees. As soon as Glorio moves to retaliate, Nos does the same to him. Goku tries to make the save, but Zeus grabs him from behind. Struggling to free himself, Goku attempts to use Super Saiyan once again, but again, it's no use. It won't.
What about Kaioken? Can we use Kaioken? I'm trying to think whether that's a thing that he could use, because I don't know.
Won't activate. Despite these dire circumstances, Pansy's actions have given Goku some wiggle room.
So cool.
And thus, it's time to throw a Hail Mary.
Kaioken!
Oh shit, cool!
Immediately, both Nos and Zeus are
Yo! Awesome! Yeah!
thrown back against the Colosseum walls as Goku is consumed by the intense, fiery glow of the Kaioken.
Ah, it worked!
Goku, understanding he only
Sick.
has moments left in this form, jolts
I was
towards
gonna say, because it's not gonna last that long in a kid's form, is it? Like, it really, really drains on the body.
Nos before he can raise his gun to activate his collar again. He's not gonna make it. Nos pulls the trigger, and the moment he does, Goku screams.
Times 4!
This sudden swell of energy starts to explode around Goku's neck, allowing him to quickly dispatch of both Nos and Zeus in an instant. Frozen in place and watching all of this unfold, Wes picks up a pair of cuffs and places them on with an innocent smile that says, "Please don't hurt me, I'm going to cooperate with you."
Yeah.
Shin runs over to Goku as he collapses to the ground.
Goku? What was that?
The Kaioken. It multiplies my power, but it sure does a number on the body.
Yeah.
Especially one like this.
We end on all four of them, beaten up but alive, bound with their own cuffs and left in the middle of the town for all to see. A sight that's sure to send a message to all on their side.
Cool.
Arriving to meet Goku and co, Pansy confirms the bombs were manually disarmed.
The art's so good.
Ugh. Not as good as the sensor beam, but those dried up old bugs hit the spot.
Didn't she say take 2?
Yeah, but I figured we should save one, just in case.
Mid-conversation, Towerman emerges, his head bowed low. Pansy spots him and begins to freak out.
You're working for Goma! I saw what you're doing to the contestants. Guys, the military police were taking their energy backstage. There were no prizes.
Please listen. Astara's not a lawful town. That much is true. But we have our own creed. We cheat. We lie. But this town is ours, and I will protect it however possible. With Goma at my neck, this was the best move. And the contestants here are mostly outsiders anyway. If I give Goma their energy, he leaves us Pastarans alone.
A con man, just like the rest of this place.
You could have fought back. You could have done something.
Goku eyes him with suspicion.
I will not apologize. What I did is the Pastaran way, but I will uphold my end of the bargain. The tournament may not have seen its usual conclusion, but you rid this town of Goma's presence, and for that, I thank you. The realm key is yours.
Nice.
You're welcome to the guest rooms as long as you need.
I won't pretend to understand your customs, but it's clear you're no friend of Goma. Lead us to the canisters, and we'll see their energy restored to their rightful owners.
Goma's men left after the first explosion. What remains may not account for everyone, but we will make this as right as we can.
Cool, okay, this is nice.
You're not so bad. Thanks for the warm-up match.
Pansy and Shin begin to scold Goku, but the group eventually fall into laughter and make their way into their lodgings. That night, Shin tells Glorio to meet him outside, alone.
Glorio, that's twice you've lied to us now. The first was the king. The second was your profession.
And I like this not in front of Goku's stuff as well. Because Goku just trusts anyone, really, doesn't he? So Shin really wants to know all the details before he even mention anything to
You
him.
didn't know us, and you're no bounty hunter. A discrepancy in isolation can be explained. But two? That's clear dishonesty. And unless you're honest with us, I'm afraid we can't keep traveling together.
You're right. The king didn't know about Goku. I found out about him because I work in the first demon realm, where Goma resides. I was afraid that if I told you, you wouldn't help us. Because the Glint have never helped us. It never mattered what torment befell the third demon world. Your kind has never been there.
Ooh.
That's my world. And someone needs to save it. If you won't help me after this, then I'll figure something else out.
Shin's expression relaxes as he lets out a gentle sigh. He smiles.
Glorio, I cannot speak for my ancestors, but please know that we will help you. You saw Goku.
Yeah.
He's not the hero type exactly, but he can't stand around and watch innocent people get hurt either. As long as you're honest with us, you'll have us as your allies.
Glorio looks stunned but nods, his eyes shadowed over.
Thank you.
After the events of Pastara, every major character in the cast experiences a natural step forward in their story. For Pansy, Goku's newfound limitations opens up some much-needed space for her to shine. In the original, we loved her as a concept. That innocent, childlike optimism her homeworld so desperately needed was great, and it was so thematically perfect for a story that kicks off with everyone being turned into children. But her role, while endearing, never hit its full potential in our view. And so to remedy this, we wanted to show that in moments of despair, perspective can in fact be the key to hope. But it was important that this big moment we conjured up for her felt earned rather than forced, and in particular, that it didn't come at the expense of other story threads.
Yeah.
For Goku, our rewrite focuses on his trial and error, every encounter revolving around the same core question. Can he summon enough of his former power to overcome what's ahead? That's a question with enough uncertainty that it gives such an established character like Goku room to grow. His best moments across the entire series have largely come from struggle rather than dominance itself. When his back is against the wall,
yeah, they're always the
there
best
his wit and
fights.
determination
When you're
shines
not sure.
more powerfully than anywhere else. So when
If you don't think
Pansy
he's gonna win, it's
defuses
like,
the bomb and
wow.
his Super Saiyan power fails him yet again, it gives us the perfect opportunity to bring back my favorite Dragon Ball technique, the Kaioken. Now, of course, Shin's part in this sequence had to contrast all of this chaos, and so instead of adding more noise to the battlefield, we decided to lean into an often overlooked narrative tool: silence. Letting his control of the situation reveal itself slowly, and in doing so made him feel composed, perceptive, and quietly powerful in a way that complements his relationship with Glorio perfectly. And speaking of Glorio, I imagine some of you might say he didn't have the strongest showing across this Pastara section. But honestly, I'd argue the opposite. Elevating a character doesn't always mean making them look awesome or cool all the time. Sometimes it's about giving them space to fail and grow as a result. In the original, Glorio's arc was fairly standard. It's a classic bad to good redemption arc. And yes, these archetypes work because they're timeless, but to make them feel genuinely satisfying, the character has to face real consequences and confront where success truly comes from. Throughout this version of events, every time Glorio tried to handle things alone, he's failed. It's only when he gave in and worked alongside the others that he's ever found real success. And it's that choice that underpins and gives greater meaning to the confrontation scene with Shin, a half-truth with greater consequences soon to be unveiled. But none of this in particular is hard to execute in isolation. You see, the real challenge of writing this Pastara section was weaving all of these thematic threads together in a way that felt organic. And while that was definitely tough, looking back, it was easily one of the most rewarding sequences to write so far.
It was so cool. This has been
Take the
so
to
good.
watch on as Goma thrashes around the room in a fit of rage.
Useless shit carpet! Ah! I sent for the Demon Realm's finest and I can't handle a praise call!
My lord, forgive the interruption, but the containers from the Colosseum have arrived.
Two soldiers roll in a levitating platform stacked with cylindrical energy canisters, each glowing with a vibrant bluish white. The light washes over the room as Goma's irritation shifts to that of delight. He looks them up and down.
Spoils of defeat! You dare to mock me?
Using his magic, he pulls them both to their knees, matching his height.
No, sir. While Compass's plan forced us to evacuate prematurely, what we were able to recover is our most potent withdrawal yet. The energy of just a few of those battle-hardened fools were worth more than several towns.
Goma steps towards the soldiers slowly, a beat of silence filling the room.
Incomplete, hmm? Then you shall make up the rest.
Stepping back, he begins to siphon their lives away as their desperate pleas fall on deaf ears.
Whoa.
Degasu, stepping forward, unlocks the seal of the canisters. As the energy flows into the room, it engulfs Goma in a haze of powerful energy. Tension rises as glimpses of a newly evolved Demon King peer through. His glowing shadow stretched across the throne room, Arinsu paces slowly backwards towards the exit. As the haze clears, a grin greets the room. Goma stands transformed, no longer diminutive, but tall. His childlike proportions replaced with a far more muscle-bound, domineering frame, his voice deeper, resonating with newfound authority.
So, they won their little game. Let them savor their moment. When they faced the Tamagotchi...
I like this, because it was really weird at the end of Diamond that all of a sudden you just went, right, I'm the big bad guy now, muscly now, da-da-da-da. It's like, this is cool, like a slow... Cause I reckon what he'll do is do the rule of 3 here. And we got the first form, this is the second, and then we'll get like a third one after he gets another like energy boost or something, which is cool,
For their precious Dragon Ball. They'll learn what true power looks like, and when it crushes them beneath its heel, I'll be there to show them what remains.
As he lets out a monstrous howl of laughter, Arinsu, disturbed by what she's witnessed, catches Degasu's eye. A brief, knowing glance passes between them before she quietly steps out of the room, leaving her brother behind, trembling. Glorio is stood by Hybis, attempting to explain how to reach Earth.
That sounds far and complicated.
Yeah, I can't bother.
It's in the ship log. Once you get there, you'll see a giant floating platform in the sky. They'll be waiting for you there. You can't miss it.
We're counting on you, Hybis. We need all the help we can get against Goma.
Now, let's go find that Tamagami. Oh, wait. How are we gonna get there if Hybis has the ship?
This one is mine.
The Kappa, who they met upon their first entrance to Pastara, steps out from the gates of the city.
Don't you worry. We have our own ways of transport here.
How are we going to do
Putting
this?
out a leaflet for his business, on it is an illustration of a giant turtle shell spinning like a top, with a group sat upon it holding vomit in their cheeks.
Oh no.
Fear not. The town spent the night making you quite the farewell party.
Cutting ahead to the launch pad, everyone is seated upon the turtle.
Cool.
The townsfolk have gathered, and while far from friendly looking, their appreciation is palpable.
I don't like this.
Don't be such a baby. Come on, it'll be fun.
Tormund gestures
So it's gonna
from the front
spin
of the
and
crowd
throw
to
them.
the Kappa.
There's nothing fun about stew.
The Kappa's unique screech sends the turtle hurtling into the sky. Goku's laugh fades into the distance. as the group sail
Glorio's
into
just like, I don't
Pastara
like
for
this.
good. As the turtle's spin subsides and it begins to glide, the gang looks out across the horizon. Still peppered with Goma's energy silos, Goku looks back at the town one last time, and the camera cuts to the villagers. Towerman pulls a detonator from his pocket, grinning as he presses the button. In a flash, the sky lights up as the silos explode
Nice.
all around them. Cheers ring out. Pansy gets to her feet and puts her hands on Glorio's head for balance. With all her might, she screams,
Hey, Goma! That's for every drop you stole, you undersized clown!
That's quite the farewell, but I think the town's rubbing off on Pansy.
fade to black
I
as
like
the
it.
group lands and the turtle
I
becomes
like it.
but a speck on the horizon.
Woo, the other way.
It's at this point we cut back to Arinsu, who's finally making good on her promise of creating another Majin. Though Ku demonstrated a skill set she didn't anticipate, he never managed to provide the requisite battle strength she needed. Thus, it was time for her second attempt. As you may have already expected, given that we are such massive fans of the Majin brother dynamic,
Yeah, they were
Ku's
class.
birth is very much handled the same as the shows.
Cool.
He's goofy, he wants chocolate, and the brotherly bond he has with Ku is to die for. We wouldn't change this for the world.
No, they were
They're just
great.
too much fun. But what does differ is everything that comes after his introduction. Much like Ku, Arinsu needs to test his abilities.
So, what do you want me to do?
I desire the Dragon Balls, my rotund creation. But formidable guardians stand in my way. Your brother had limitations. Are you capable of overcoming what he could not?
Du stares vacantly back at Arinsu before turning back towards his brother.
What does she want me to do? She wants you to show how strong you are, dude.
Arinsu summons the Chimera once more.
Kitty!
The fledgling Majin charges with reckless abandon before Arinsu can even issue an order.
Careful, brother. That kitty isn't your friend.
One hit sends the beast skidding across the floor.
A better start than yours already, Ku.
That's my brother for you. He's strong, and I was creative.
The Chimera whips its tail. Smack! Du sails into a crystal spire and bounces off like jelly.
Ugh, I know how that feels. Come on, dude. You can do it.
Du pops back up, cheeks puffed, eyes glowing faint red. He's angry.
Bad kitty.
He barrels forward. Heavy fists fly from every which direction, with some even managing to hit their mark, would you believe? Perhaps a bit too heavy. Upon contact, both contestants spin in circles before crashing thunderously together into the floor, forming a crater. As the smoke clears, the Chimera groans in pain and waddles away in retreat. Du, dizzy and frowning, raises one arm from the floor.
Did I win?
Observing the outcome, Arinsu remarks to herself,
Strong, but directionless. Typical.
She moves towards Du, this time addressing him directly.
No, Du, you did not. But tell me, can you change shape like your brother?
Du blinks at her, staring with intense focus. Suddenly, his body begins to ripple, and from that disturbance, a noise begins to emanate, reverberating through the tunnels of this intricate cavern.
I want chocolate.
Arinsu's serious expression immediately shifts to disbelief.
So soon?
Exercise makes you hungry, dude, but don't worry, Big Brother packs some just in case.
As the two Majin brothers share a brotherly moment, Arinsu grows impatient.
Well, Du?
Before Du's head fully turns to meet Arinsu's gaze, he shifts into a perfect copy of herself. Leaning in from off-screen, Ku, also having shapeshifted into Arinsu, quips,
He's a natural, just like his big brother.
I did good?
Very good. Both of you. Plan B it is, then.
As Arinsu leaves frustrated, the two brothers dance together, happy to have been given any attention at all.
Nice.
A lot to unpack here. New transformations, alternate plans for Arinsu in the works, and a big send-off in the shape of a giant middle finger to Goma that you know carries with it wonderful implications for the third demon world, but of course not without a threat of repercussions. Now, part of what made this retribution sequence for Pastara so interesting to write for was how we had to take cues from the city itself and its culture to inform what the aftermath of the bomb threat might look like. You'll notice that upon confronting the Minotaur following Compass's defeat, Toraman didn't exactly sound like a good guy in a traditional sense. Now, it might have felt more satisfying, or familiar at least, to tie a bow on such an encounter with something more, palatable. But through doing so, we would have robbed this city of its identity, as well as the conclusion it was able to naturally pull off as a result. Now, as we've said, one of our principal missions going into this was to inject as much wonder and adventure as we could, while naturally retaining a sense of progression. And to do so, we needed to give Pastara its own identity, culture, and way of life. And in the end, whether you agree with their outlook or not, the result is a place that feels distinct and unlike anywhere else in Demon World 3. A place rife with monsters, many of whom know exactly what to do with a bomb. Now, concerning Goma's transformation, one lesson I have learned while rewriting this series has been to not fight against what comes naturally, but rather instead lean into it. Goma is goofy looking. Everyone knows it, and most importantly, he knows it. Therefore, I wanted to explore what it might look like if an inferiority complex became the dominant feature of a Demon King. A powerful ruler ashamed of his demeanor and overall appearance, seeking the Dragon Balls for what is still yet to be revealed. But by leveraging this power drain plot thread into a physical change for him to enjoy, it allows us to explore what such a transformation might mean, physically, supernaturally, and emotionally. We have intentionally altered the way he now carries himself, the way he speaks and goes about business. It's almost like he's become an entirely different character. Almost. If only insecurities worked that way. Now, off the back of that, we finally had the cue to complete the setup for Arinsu's story in this first part. Now, while there was a considerable urge within the team to progress her story further than it already has, it's important to remember that by this point in the original run, neither Ku nor Du had even been revealed yet. This is all to say that we have big plans for these little Majin brothers moving forward into Demon World 2 and beyond.
Class.
A gust pulls the flames of the hall's torches sideways as Amazon rushes past them. Pushing into the throne room without waiting, she says,
Sire, we have news from Pastara.
At last! Did they find what they were looking for?
We were wrong about that place. Pastara was crawling with arrays. That damn Minotaur was working for Goma.
Kadan winces as reality starts to set in.
What? I sent my daughter into that nightmare with virtual strangers!
Listen, they won!
Kadan's whole body goes still.
They really did it! Goma's influence is broken there once again. The arrays are gone, the town is back in the people's hands again, and Princess Pansy? They say she led the charge!
Hell yeah.
Sinking back into his throne, Kadan's face is that of shock at first, but then something else.
Proud daddy?
Always the reckless one, that girl. Well, it's good to hear she's safe.
Yes.
Let's get her back here as soon as possible before Goma retaliates.
Bring her home?
What?
Of course! I'm happy they succeeded, but I won't have her parading around the realm risking her life. Not after this.
Oh no.
Goma will have her in his sights! I want her back here and security tightened around the castle.
Amazon's fists clench, just barely.
Permission to speak openly, Your Majesty.
He hesitates. This is an unusual request from Amazon, but he soon nods. Stepping forward, Amazon loosens her sword so it rests upon her hand.
When I first arrived here, you asked me if I had what it takes to carry this blade. I was no bigger than that Earth boy back then. That sword of yours towered over me. I could barely hold it up. But in time, I came to understand that what you asked of me was not about strength. It was resolve. And I followed that. I followed you. I still to this day. But
Kadan looks away uncomfortable, already feeling which way this is headed.
Pansy's out there living the lesson you imparted onto us, and you reward that by trying to wall her back in this castle again?
Who's to say that wasn't luck? You expect me to send her back out there after what she just faced?
I expect you to lead! Pastara just proved that winning is possible. They just needed a spark, and Pansy lit it!
She did it.
Amazon, please, let the others take the risk. Not my child. I won't lose her to that fiend Goma. Those outsiders are clearly more than capable of—
You're really using our first victory as an excuse to hide? Pansy didn't win by pure chance. She has never stopped fighting. Not once. And that boy she's with, I saw his resolve firsthand. Are you so far gone that you did not recognize it? Not so long ago, that was once you.
Kadan's eyes flash for a moment, overwhelming shame masked by anger.
My resolve is to protect my daughter!
And mine is to protect the realm! Look, I know you want to protect her, but she has earned the right to choose her own path. That path has led to the very first dent in Goma's reign since these horrors began. Your responsibility is to do her work justice, not drag her home so you can pretend war isn't at our doorstep.
He steps back, wounded but resolute.
If refusing to place my daughter in Goma's reach makes me a coward, then I will proudly wear that title.
Silence permeates the throne room. Amazon takes a long, slow inhale, and then she lets her sword fall.
Down.
It rings through the chamber, striking the floor like a gavel in a courtroom. Kadan recoils.
The man who gave me this blade believed in the words he spoke, in standing firm when even hope was all but gone.
Oh, he's not there anymore.
That man is not the one who stands before me now.
Damn.
Reaching out, a slight tremble on his arm, Kadan says,
Amazon, what are you saying?
I won't help you shrink back behind these walls again. Not after what they've achieved in Pastara. The people are rising again. Warp Village is next. Only remnants remain now. I'll put them down myself.
You'd really go without my command?
When you're ready to lead again, follow your daughter's command. She's made her intentions clear. You know where I'll be.
The chamber doors crash shut as she makes her exit. Kadan stares down at the fallen sword, a symbol of everything he taught, now rejected by the one who embodied it most. The sun breaches the horizon, catching the blade's edge, glinting as Kadan's somber expression looks down upon it.
Wow. Wow. That was boss.
Piccolo is seen training alongside Goten on the Lookout's courtyard. Now it is much more competitive. Bulma erupts with a big sigh.
I give up. I've checked every circuit, every valve, and paired every damaged piece.
Whatever energy this runs on, we don't have it here. Hey, Kibito, what do you think?
Kibito is lying on his stomach, legs bent into the air with big headphones on, listening to idle music.
I love
Surrounded
that.
by tall stacks of magazines, his attention is unbroken by the calls for him as he
Love
continues to
it.
read what's
That's
in his hands.
brilliant.
Are you guys Piccolo?
That's us.
But you guys,
Bulma
Piccolo.
pops her stuff into capsules and calls over to Piccolo, asking where Vegeta is.
Still training.
Veggie.
He's on his way.
Where's the boy?
Trunks jumps up from watching Goten and Piccolo spar.
Over here, Dad.
Dashing to the center of the courtyard, Vegeta assumes his traditional Saiyan fighting
Nice.
pose, looking directly at his son. The young Saiyan smirks, strolling confidently over to meet his father's challenge.
Guys, come on. We gotta get a move on.
Don't worry, this won't take long, Mom. As I was saying, try to land one blow as best you can. I promise not to fight back.
Come at me with all you've got.
You sure?
What's the matter? All that confidence blown away in that strong wind.
Feeling slightly embarrassed, Trunks turns to Goten, asking if he could count them down from 3. Trunks turns back to his father, bursts into Super Saiyan, and assumes his fighting stance. Bulma turns to Hybus with a sigh.
Sorry about this. You might want to grab something anchored to the floor.
Hybus grabs Bulma's arm. The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1.
Go!
All we see is a close-up of Piccolo's face as a blinding flash of light engulfs the lookout. In a flash, it's over. Vegeta is seen walking towards Hybus' ship. Trunks is unhurt but knocked to the ground, stunned with a smile on his face.
Hands off, freak.
My name is Hybus. Your head is big.
The flying turtle gracefully glides down over
Alright,
terraced
okay.
fields, landing in a zone marked by stones, each one carved with 3 stars. A weathered shrine gate frames the village down the weathered path.
The air feels different here. Lighter? Cleaner? I don't know how to describe it.
Eyes up. Valleys that worship guardians aren't exactly fans of surprise visits.
Worship? What's that about?
Got it. We bow first, then we fight.
We state our
bow
purpose
first, then we
respectfully.
fight.
If Glorio's right and this is a place of devotion, we may need to be careful with our words.
Walking down this path, drawing nearer to the village, they notice farmers, small horned pink demons in classic Japanese farm wear, working the fields attempting to find worthwhile produce in their withering crops. They pause their work and stare, but don't scatter. Incense smoke threads the breeze at the mouth of the village, and a demon dressed in priest garb steps forward.
Travelers, welcome to Tamagami Valley. The road clings to your clothes.
That's what they're called in the
We offer
Tamagamis, right?
salt and steam to clear the dust, and tea to settle the spirit.
Such a calming
Come.
voice.
He motions to a purification basin nearby. Unlike traditional Chozuya, this one is steaming and salty. Not unpleasant, but hot and coarse.
Salt and steam? What's he talking about?
I believe this is a similar practice found in the Kaioshin realm. A purification rite. We should comply. This is their home, after all.
While the majority follow Shin's lead fine, rinsing their hands and carefully drying them, Goku splashes it on his face and chuckles. The priest is unoffended, however, and leads them into a shaded courtyard where he begins to pour them tea.
I am the caretaker of the Tamagami Sanctuary. While I offer you hospitality in all sincerity, I will not mask my skepticism of your visit. King Goma has tarnished this place one too many times, and I do not believe you come here with no intent. Please, speak it plainly.
I want to fight that Tamagami and get the Dragon Ball. I hear he's really, really strong. But I want to beat that Goma guy too. He took our friend, and we need that ball to reach him.
The priest froze momentarily, spilling the tea.
Please understand that the Guardian's jewel is not a prize to us. It is a blessing. Our village is built upon that blessing. The pulse you feel in your palms, the good wind in our fields. This is the work of the Tamagami and what it protects. Though as of late, that blessing has thinned. Day by day, its warmth seems colder and colder. I fear King Goma may be poisoning this land.
But you kept your rites going all the same?
Faith is a boat you do not abandon in shallow water. In fact, these last few days I have felt nothing but that warmth returning. The ground's hum brightens. The Tamagami stirs.
Interesting. I posit our paths may be more connected than I imagined. We saw the demise of Goma's energy silos nearby, and those are but some of many we've disrupted on our journey. If the Tamagami exists in tandem with the land, then I believe this all adds up.
I believe you have the right of it. If the land mends, then the Guardian mends.
Wow.
Good! I want to meet it when it's strong.
Careful what you wish for. Yeah, it's great we're helping put this world back together, but the stronger that Tamagami is, the harder
the fight's gonna be, yeah. Like, that's the point.
Interesting indeed. It would appear your intentions are noble. If you will petition a duel, you will do so properly. Eat with us. Let your steps match our bell, and we will walk you to the sanctuary in the late afternoon sun. That is when the Tamagami answers.
Food first, battle later. I can live with that.
Gang
Yeah,
share laugh,
let's
the scene
go.
ends. Of all the locations
All
in
right.
Dragon Ball Daima, the village next to where Tamagami 3 resided stood out to us as one of the easiest opportunities to expand the world in a meaningful way.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, in the original, this village was a really nice setting, but it wasn't hugely different from anywhere else the gang had been up until that point. It was largely just a backdrop pit stop for some exposition before the fight began. And sure, there was knowledge of the Tamagami's history, but the place didn't feel meaningfully connected to it. We ultimately wanted to change that, and we decided to do so not just through the village itself, but through the Tamagami. You see, in our vision, the Tamagami isn't simply a guardian of the Dragon Balls, it's a living part of the land itself. And its health directly shapes the prosperity of the valley and the lives of those who inhabit it.
Which is cool.
That relationship naturally gave rise to the idea of religion, or at least some kind of rural spirituality surrounding the Tamagami. Much like Toriyama did in early Dragon Ball, we took pretty heavily from aspects found in both Japanese and Chinese folklore, particularly the parts where gods and spirits embody natural forces, things like mountains, rivers, or in this case, the soil itself. You can see echoes of this concept across many RPGs and fantasy tales. The idea that nature and divinity intertwine and harming one weakens the other. Zelda's Breath of the Wild is just one example where corruption spreads and the world's vitality fades with it. It just seemed like the perfect thing to pull from for the relationship between Goma's actions and the Tamagami's weakening state. And as a result, it also reveals that Goma's energy siphoning has been far more than just a simple grasp for more power. By draining the land, he's not only empowering himself, but crippling the guardians of the Dragon Balls, making his life easier to acquire them. We thought that this added not only intellect to him, but offered an interesting dynamic for Goku and the gang to contend with. With every win over Goma, they make their own journey and ultimate fight against the Tamagami itself all the more difficult. And in the end, we really loved how this section turned out. In a way, it feels like a living reflection of the themes we've been weaving in so far. And by making it a tangible village, it does what we've been yammering on about over and over, that the world is just as much a part of this story as its inhabitants. Golden light spills over the valley as the sun tilts westward. Bells chime faintly through the hills as the procession begins. The group walks behind the priest, who now carries a ceremonial bell engraved with 3 stars. The villagers line the path holding small paper lanterns.
It's beautiful. Like, the whole valley is breathing with us.
We match our breath to the land, our stride to its pulse.
Well, I love this
The
so
Tamagami
much.
feels this.
Like this thing, the way Mark's put this together is just so good. It's like I'm watching a show. Like the music in the background, the voice acting, the art's great. And then we get the in-between of the explanations and stuff, which is cool, because we're not just, I love this. I really, really love this.
So, walking calm makes it happy, huh? Okay, calm. Calm.
You're narrating every step. That's the opposite of calm.
Let him. Who knows? Maybe the Tamagami will appreciate the enthusiasm.
The group passes beneath an archway where the air suddenly thickens. The ground turns underfoot, soft but steady.
Whoa, that's it, right? That's the Tamagami's key? It's huge!
This is the lifeblood between the Guardian and its soil. It was silent for many months. Now it sings again.
I guess we really are making a difference, huh?
With a final chime of the priest's bell, the procession stops. Turning, the group sees the villagers unleash their lanterns into the sky.
From here, you must proceed alone. I wish you luck. The Guardian of the Valley awaits.
With a sea of lanterns lighting up the dim afternoon skyline, the gang begins their final walk towards the Tamagami.
Let's go!
Goma is seen facing
he's
his
watching.
giant screen with a smile, holding a glass of wine in one hand. On the screen, Goku and Ko are making their way towards the Tamagami. Degasu and other attendants stand a short distance behind him.
Really is hard to believe they've made it this far.
Surprising, yes. But all roads toward the Tamagami end in failure.
Of course, my lord. The third Guardian has never known defeat.
Indeed. That honor will belong to me. Even in this weakened state, the Tamagami possesses enough power to obliterate that child 10 times over. They're merely softening it up for me.
Quite astutely, though, as a formality, I have organized a contingency should they succeed.
Oh.
Goma's eyes narrow, the glass of wine stopping halfway towards his lips.
Yeah.
You doubt my judgment.
No!
I was gonna say, it's like, what? You're like, you imagine being Goma and be like, wait, look. You literally would be so pissed off. What?
Forgive me, sire. I merely meant, should they somehow make it to the second realm, we...
Goma's hand raises for silence.
The Tamagami will remain unvanquished until I say. And this valley shall be their tomb. Is that understood?
Goma returns to sipping his wine as Degasu bows in apology, his eyes shifting nervously towards the screen again, bringing us back to the Tamagami's altar. As they move closer, the ambient buzz of life gives way to only echoing footsteps and the distant rings of an unseen bell. Clearing the final gate reveals an open area flush with memories of ancient efforts long forgotten. In the center, they see it.
Whoa.
A marble platform rises from the earth, reflecting the evening glow. The Tamagami stands tall and still beneath a solitary tree. On one branch, its offshoot twigs curl into a circle, where 3 small candles flicker delicately in the breeze. Underneath it, a bell chimes in answer to their call.
This is
the
so
spiritual
nice.
weight is overwhelming. They all stop well short of the platform, all but Goku.
But Goku, yes.
Innocently, he approaches, carrying zero hesitation and an honest smile.
Are you sure about this?
I'm just gonna get it to give up, right?
You fight one-on-one. Are you sure you're ready?
Goku pulls out his Medibug pouch and eats his last revive bug, bringing his ki back to full power.
Okay, now I'm ready. You guys should probably stand back.
Running up to the Tamagami, Goku says,
Excuse me?
The Tamagami's booming voice shatters the sacred silence. And just like the original story, Goku introduces himself and the fight gets underway.
Let's go!
Base Goku versus Tamagami number 3, Hammer versus Nyoibo. What? I'm serious. This battle is easily my favorite part of the original.
It was so
story,
good.
and I'm
It was
struggling
so
to think of
good.
A single good reason for why it's not the best technical fight in the entire
Yeah,
series.
it works
the
so
mission
well.
statement of this rewrite is to course correct for what doesn't work, and more so than any other element, Tamagami 3 versus Goku worked.
Yeah.
While the latter half
It really
of the
did. It
battle
was
will,
so
of
good.
course, need to be fine-tuned to account for the circumstances of the earlier rewrites, the first half can slot in seamlessly. As the young Saiyan uses his size and agility to probe for weaknesses, meeting the Tamagami's heavy attacks with precise
It's so
upright
good.
instincts, a surprised look descends upon Goma's once composed and confident face. Even at reduced power, the Tamagami should be beyond this child. Feeling the dissatisfaction emanate from his master, Degasu mutters,
The fight has just begun, sire. Before long, the boy will tire.
With his one free hand, Goma begins to twirl his fingers gently. Degasu looks at Goma's hand with concern. Accompanying the rhythmic and low beats reverberating between Goku and this Guardian, the clear sound of temple bells begin to chime as a sudden wind begins to take hold. The two combatants, however, proceed without missing a single beat. Backed against the wall by the Tamagami's hammer, only the Nyoibo stands between Goku and certain painful defeat, or worse. As the Guardian increases pressure, Goku is forced to make his move. In a split-second flicker, the Tamagami's hammer is deflected and its handle well and truly shattered. Glorio and the gang look on in utter amazement as Goku looms high above the battlefield, sheathing his Nyoibo.
We're in
out of
base.
respect.
We're in base form.
That was close. Can't do that again.
Of those watching, only the Tamagami and one other person actually saw what just happened. A glass is thrown to the ground in Goma's throne room. His eyes narrow. They stare unblinking at his screen while Degasu's jaw hangs wide. Thinking to himself, Goma remarks,
To think, for just an instant.
Through Goma's internal reflection, we discover that for a split second, Goku used the Kaioken to get out of trouble. Gritting his teeth, both of the Warlock's menacing hands are raised into the air and begin to swirl with dark energy.
Sire, what about your rays? What about the pit?
Degasu's mouth vanishes from his face as Goma's eyes start to look more and more crazed.
Whoa.
Suddenly, violent storms swirl around the sacred stage. Heavy winds give way to lightning cutting through marble. The bell chimes stop. Only deafening thunder remains and lightning which cuts through the stage like a hot knife through butter. Continuing their battle, these apocalyptic circumstances force enormous columns of jagged rock to jut and shoot up from the floor beneath. Atop this new battlefield, Goku centers himself. Assuming a familiar stance, Goku begins to channel every ounce of energy he has left.
Super Saiyan. Oh, okay. I mean, that's the thing, he's in base still. It's crazy.
Meeting Goku's challenge, the Tamagami anchors his own feet and bellows. Erupting from the Dragon Ball in the Guardian's chest, an enormous orange blast hurtles itself towards Goku at blinding speed. Unfazed and unshaken, Goku unleashes his ace.
Yo, that looks so good.
This is the first Kamehameha in our rewrite. And just like the show, we want to showcase this technique as the gorgeous and terrifyingly powerful death laser of Azure Light it has always been.
Yeah.
With it pushing back the Tamagami's blast convincingly. However, as this struggle between the Earth and the Demon World's Guardian begins to approach a decisive and climactic resolution, the temperature suddenly skyrockets. Joining this viciously powerful lightning storm is a rain of hellfire from above.
What?
Staring dementedly at his screen and his arms outstretched, Goma shouts,
On your knees, you fool!
Unaffected by the fight, the Tamagami pushes back and Goku falls to one knee, arms now shaking.
What?
His Kamehameha
No!
reduced to little more than a dim flicker as parts of his gi start to burst into flame. Goku grits his teeth, muttering to himself,
Hey, what's happening?
A great evil tarnishes the sanctity of this door!
Oh.
Goma?
He stands, anger now etched across his face. His young voice roars with uncharacteristic fury.
This fight ain't yours to touch!
Oh shit.
Stay out of this!
In a vein similar to Goku's transformation against Glorio in the original series, albeit while maintaining the Kamehameha, he begins to scream. Rubble flies up all around him, an aura forms, flickering. Goku's hair rises slowly.
Super Saiyan.
This power.
An explosion of golden light, a blinding flash that causes the Tamagami to stumble backwards. As it subsides, Goku emerges. The Demon Realm has witnessed its first Super Saiyan. Lightning reflects off golden hair as Goku's transformation ignites. The flames consuming his gi are snuffed out by the sheer force of his energy. The storm's fiery fury suddenly feels small against the pillar of light raging with terrifyingly forceful fury from Goku's ice-cold palms. A Kamehameha which has been reduced to a flicker now reignites as an all-encompassing blast threatening to swallow everything in his path. The Tamagami barely escapes, rolling aside as the beam carves through the very storm itself. Goku lands lightly, but full of energy. The Tamagami rises slowly and bows.
Nice.
I yield.
Aw, no fair.
Light begins to pull through the gap in the clouds above. As the storm
Goma's
dissipates,
a dirty little
points to the
bastard, ain't he?
tree
Like, get
where
involved.
the candles lay. There they see that the candles still flicker on their branch, untouched. While fighting Goku, the Guardian had lived up to his name and protected the Sacred Valley from both their battle and Goma's influence.
You weren't able to use your full power.
The Tamagami meets Goku's eyes.
Neither were you.
A moment of mutual respect passes between each warrior. The Tamagami removes the 3-star Dragon Ball
That's
from
so
his chest,
cool.
gifting it to Goku.
Thanks. Don't worry. We'll take good care of it.
Behind them, the village has arrived, and the priest stumbles
Neither were
forward
you.
in utter
Wow.
shock.
By the stars, the Guardian of the Valley was defeated.
It was glorious. I cannot remember the last time I crossed paths with one so full of heart.
Cool.
You aren't too bad yourself.
Then perhaps there is hope for this realm after all.
A mechanical whir splits the cam. A flying ship drops through the
Hey,
clouds.
and then the
venting
gang's
as it
together.
lands beside the altar. The ramp lowers with a hiss as Hibis
Yes, let's
The
go.
big-headed one ruined the trip.
Shut it, fish face. Kakarot, what the hell was that? I felt energy explode. Who are these people?
We had to fight for the ball, remember? Don't worry, I took care of it.
As Vegeta rages in the background upon realizing that this is the Tamagami Glorio spoke of, Bulma and Piccolo exit the ship.
Wow. The valley is even more beautiful from the ground. This is incredible.
So this is it. The world my people once called home.
A pause.
Oh, yeah.
Even Vegeta glances over, but the silence is interrupted by Glorio.
Everyone back on the ship. Goma will have noticed this. We need to leave before his goons show up.
We'll see to them as we always do. Go now. Focus your spirit into the jewel and the way will open. If Goma is truly your destination, then may the next realm steady your mind, as this one has tested your might.
Goku closes his eyes and focuses his ki into the ball. Moments later, a portal opens on the edge of the arena. As the gang shuffle back into the ship, Goku stops at the top of the ramp and stares back at the Tamagami. He bows and smiles. The Tamagami looks back. Grinning widely, he bows deeply in return.
Go well, Son Goku.
The ship lifts, engines flaring. As it passes through the golden light, the Tamagami leans on its newly reformed hammer, and the sound of bells ring in the valley once more. And that, my friends, is the end of Demon World 3. And let me tell you, what we have planned for Demon World 2 will take this reimagining to the next level.
I can't
While this third Demon
wait.
World gave us plenty to work with, Daima's second Demon World offered a plethora of opportunities to expand the Demon Realm in ways that allowed our imaginations to run wild. Over the last few months, we have created brand new characters, races, environments, and so much more that we can't wait to share with you. But until then, I've been Totally Not Mark, and thank you so much for watching.
Oh my goodness. There you go, wait for that. That was really good, my god. I didn't think there'd be so many parts, but I love it. Blah. I thought that was like the last, but then as soon as we got halfway through, I was like, oh no, there's still quite a bit to be told. I love how he's taking like the original source material and just doing as much as he possibly can with it. And the fact that he added extra characters that made sense. And there's actual tension within these videos where it's like Mark's brilliant. Mark is absolutely sick. Like I still need to watch his review of Vinland Saga Season 1, which will probably be a thing I do next month sometime. There's so many videos to catch up. But that was... I need to know what happens next. So as soon as we get the next one, I won't wait as long. We'll get straight on it and we'll check it out. And wow. Thanks for watching.